Hi, my name is Nathan Peterson, licensed clinical social worker. Today I wanted to talk about BFRBs. What are they? Before I jump into all that, are you new to my channel? If you are, make sure you subscribe below. I'm going to be posting videos regularly about anxiety, OCD, and other mental health issues. So what is a BFRB? BFRBs stand for Body-Focused Repetitive Behaviors. This refers to anyone doing self-grooming repetitive behaviors. This could be something like hair pulling, skin picking, nail biting, cheek biting, lip biting. It could even be a behavior such as rubbing. I could be rubbing my finger, I could be rubbing my face, my nose, something that I am doing repetitively on my body. So what causes these BFRBs? We know that somebody who has a body-focused repetitive behavior tends to have other individuals in their family, whether it's a grandparent, great-grandparent, even their own parent, have a BFRB themselves. You think about looking at your family down the line, how many of those have actually talked about their own BFRB if they have had it? You think about yourself, if you do have a BFRB, how often do you actually talk about it with other people? Sometimes it's hard to gain that data to see if your family member has this or not. So this means this person might have a predisposition to either picking their skin, pulling their hair, or other body-focused repetitive behaviors. So when do BFRBs begin? Typically, we see this between ages 11 and 15. Obviously, we can have individuals who have BFRBs actually when they're babies, infants. They call this baby trick for babies who actually might pull their hair. I see a lot of individuals come into my office when they're about the adolescent stage where maybe they're getting a lot of acne. Just like most of us, we might pop a zit or a pimple. This is just natural. So this might start the cycle for somebody to start their BFRB. There tends to be a big misconception for why somebody might have a BFRB, and many individuals thinking that they are doing this for attention, or they're doing this to relieve some pain in their life, or to even harm themselves. What I find is that these individuals are doing these behaviors most likely to relieve some stress, anxiety, or some discomfort in their life. So what do you do if you have a BFRB? Have you ever heard of any treatments? The treatments for this are habit reversal training and the comprehensive behavioral treatment model. The acronym for this is COMB, C-O-M-B. So how we might use the COMB model for a BFRB is this. I usually start with the awareness. Awareness is super important when it comes to these. We need to know why somebody is doing it, how they're doing it, when they're doing it. We want to find some common themes for what is happening in their life. I'm going to be creating a separate video on specifically this treatment to go into every little detail about it. But after we start doing awareness training, an individual might bring all their tracking sheets back to me and we'll create what's called competing responses. You think about this, I'm going down the lane here and I'm going to be competing with this urge to maybe do this behavior. So I'm going down this line here and I'm going to compete and I got right in the way. So I'm competing with this. I got to create something that essentially gets in the way of me being able to do this behavior. It's not going to stop it completely. It's not going to be this like wonderful thing that, wow, I never do this again. But what happens is that through somebody's tracking, I might notice, wow, did you notice that every single night you sit on the couch about 7 o'clock after you put your kids to bed, you're sitting on the right side of your couch and you put your elbow up and you tend to start kind of feeling your skin. And after you're feeling your skin, did you notice that you start picking a little bit? That we're finding all these little common themes for what they're tracking, and so we're going to say, hey, next time you're in that moment, we're going to have probably a basket next to you of either fidgets or blockers. Blockers are things that you might put a band-aid on your finger, but we're going to say, you sit on that couch, 7 p.m., we're going to pick that up. We just know if you're ever sitting in that spot. You pick up that fidget, you're going to sit there and have that in your fingers, and you're going to play with it. And a lot of people think, I'm just going to pick this up so I can just distract myself for the next however long. But really, I want someone to do it with a purpose. So if I'm picking up this fidget, I'm telling my brain, hey, I'm being really aware right now that I'm vulnerable to possibly picking. So I'm willing to do something different. And you notice these urges, this feeling, the discomfort, whatever it is inside, and you're going to choose to make a different choice. So instead of saying, no, I can't do it, I got to hold it back, you're actually saying, no, do it. Well, kind of. Your brain's going to say you're totally welcome to do it, but you're choosing to do something else. Here's the other alternative for you. you pick up this fidget, I want someone to actually pay attention to the distress that's inside their body, and for them to say, I'm willing to feel this without fixing it, without distracting myself. I might pause the TV, I might pause my video game, whatever you're doing, and I'm actually gonna feel this emotion that's inside my body, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna play with this fidget, and I'm gonna sit there until I feel a little bit better about it. Whether you were saying 0 to 10, I'm an 8, and I'm gonna go till I'm a 4, or until you feel like, this urge for me to pick right now has decreased. So I might put that fidget down, but guess what? If I'm sitting there and that urge comes back, boop, I gotta pick that right back up and start again. And really what this does is it starts training your brain for you to know, I am aware, I'm willing to do something different, and over time I find that these urges, these sensations, these feelings that people get start to reduce. They don't feel them as much. Obviously, each person is different on how they'll experience this treatment, and I gave a short little rundown on how we're supposed to use this, but it can be helpful for those who might be watching. So do medications work for BFRBs? They have different medications like SSRIs that are developed for depression, but they work for anxiety. There is no medication that actually specifically works for a BFRB. Instead, it works on the symptoms, maybe an urge or a sensation that someone might feel. There's also alternatives like NAC. These look at deficiencies inside the body. There's amino acids, there's other vitamins or supplements that somebody might take. So where to start? What I would say is start tracking, start noticing what is happening inside your body. Try to find some patterns, write them down. Whether you're using your phone, whether you're using a notepad, but notice, it seems like it's only happening in the bathroom, or I'm only doing this when I'm eating breakfast. That we want to know, is it happening throughout the day? Is it happening every day? Track this. If you're going to see a therapist, they're going to really want to know this information. So I hope this was helpful for you. So tell me, do you ever struggle with a BFRB? I know there's sometimes taboo topics to talk about, but it's important. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you've tried this treatment, let me know what strategies work for you. And thank you for watching.